If you're not born with a naturally pretty face, like it's done for you out here.
Where a man can be married to a woman like that, like every time on point, fresh, fine, beautiful, and you have an affair with a nanny.
You know what you have to do to wow people all the time in t-shirts and jeans, like.
But they do it, or they'll be like, so the man in office looking at you, right? You don't know you're married woman now. They do it.
Hi besties, hi, welcome to my channels. I'm Miss Ima and this is
Ziggy and Namani.
And our channels are going to be down below, so you can check both of us out. But it's been a long time. I just wanted to have like a little chit chat with you guys because we actually filmed something before. I think you guys might have seen it on Ziggy's channel, but it's a long story. Point is, the one on my phone, it wasn't good enough. Ziggy was
I was like this,
fully cropped out, so we have to refilm this. But we've just been chilling and drinking wine, like. So we need to film this ASAP. We're just talking today about beauty standards in Nigeria are literally crazy. And you don't even understand how crazy they are.
We're going to relate it to like social media as well, because I think that's the reason why we're not in it now. Because everyone on social media, it feels like you have to be a certain way, you have to look a certain way. But I think with the, will I say Gen Z people, they're kind of making it like better. But before we're so used to, you have to look a certain way with the bone straight, you have to look
the brows,
everything. Yeah, but now I like how they're bringing back like the old Nollywood look, like the whole natural look, back braids is now becoming a thing.
Yeah, and I think it's Gen Z globally as well.
Yes, exactly.
I think that with the social media thing as well, like something that makes it like really intensified is because when people also see people's social media from around the world, like it makes it more inundating, like it makes it more wow, so this is the thing everywhere, and it's like you're so out of place, you're not like so out of touch, because like everybody has a certain look, you know, like even if the beauty standards in Nigeria exist, there's some kind of like general certain idea that the women need to be top notch all the time. Do you understand? Which is what I think Gen Zs are kicking against. It's not like I can't get up and look nice on days that I want to, but it's not like I'm going to the supermarket and I'm like gonna be decked up, beat, you know, with my heels, because like some of those femininity channels as well are trying to preach that like as a woman always in heels and stuff like that. I think it was that as well. I've seen that around the world, so it just kind of felt like it was a thing that was happening globally, and you're being globally left out. And I think another thing is, I don't want to sound like the devil's advocate because I really hate that term.
What's that?
But I really feel like a lot of women, because of obviously long-term patriarchy, which we could talk about for like decades, right? But I think a lot of women, because of long-term patriarchy, they've conditioned themselves to also buy into these theories, right? And because they buy into these theories, it sustains it, that the men are not even the ones sustaining it anymore. Women like sustaining these ideas of having to look a certain way. Like I can imagine like the way moms think you should look, even staying at home. My mom is like, oh, you know, you should look like this thing at home. Hers is more to feel good about yourself, but at the same time I also wonder how much of that is like slightly influenced by the fact that you always have to give something, you know, as a woman. And I think that's such a thing here, and if you don't engage in it, you see that everybody else is participating in it, and all the men are going for those type of women. And even if you're not looking at a man before, like you would obviously notice that you are purposefully like sidelined and not notice. It's like every time you go, you're not the one that people are talking to, especially when you have all your friends that look a certain way. It's actually a thing in Nigeria. My friend was telling me that like in South Africa they have like very low beauty standards. It's like, okay, they have, I wouldn't say low, but it's like separate beauty standards. And there's another thing about how like beauty standards, they're high and low in certain places. Like certain things are valued more valuable. For example, like in South Africa, what's more valued more, she said, is like natural beauty. Like people who are like very naturally beautiful, have very nice skin, and have a big bump, which are things that you can't determine for yourself as a person, right? When you have criteria that is set by things you don't determine, it means you're obviously secluding people who don't look like that. It's like, if you're not born with a naturally pretty face, like it's done for you out here. You're just gonna have to accept what you see, kind of situation. Because they place so much price and so much value again on something so outwardly. Do you understand that? It's like it's now segregated other people. You might think, oh, because it's more natural, it's nicer. But at the same time, it's like it's so much pressure because you have to be natural and nice. You know, it's like you cannot wear dressy outfits and wow people. Like you always have to wow people in a t-shirt and jeans. Do you understand? Do you know what? Do you know what you have to do to wow people all the time in t-shirts and jeans? Like you have to look like Beyonce. You know, your hair done all the time, your skin, even if you're not wearing makeup, it's like blinding from, you know. And that's another type of pressure. And it's just like, why can't women just do what they want to do without like all these perceptions and all of these like ideas? And I don't know, I just feel like for men, when they do what they do, is because they do what they want to do.
I think to an extent we're the cause of it too, because it's almost like we've told ourselves that's what we bring to the table. I just remember the post Bobrisky just talked about where he was like, men, you're only your job in this world is just to provide for women or something like that. And that's it. Like, we've always seen men as like, okay, go out there, make the money, take care of us, and we're just going to look pretty. And that's it. And that's the best we feel like we can do. Look good, our skin looking nice, hair done, everything. So I think somehow, I don't think it's even the men. The society we're talking about, I feel like it's even more.
I think it's a very transactional thing, and men don't like to admit it as well. It's like they look out for that type of woman, so women tend to behave.
You know,
like
I'm
that.
saying it because there's situations where a man can be married to a woman like that, like you said, every time on point, fresh, fine, beautiful, and you have an affair with a nanny.
But what I'm saying is, it's not that he doesn't want the wife to look that way, right? It's just that he doesn't want to respect her. But I don't think just because he doesn't want to respect her doesn't mean that he doesn't expect her to look that way. Just because, like, because you know the way men compartmentalize sex, like it's like some box or something that just exists on its own. To him, it's like, and even if like I want you to look a certain way. Do you understand? I want to have this expectation of my wife because I don't want my wife to look ugly. Especially for men that like objectify women, I just feel like they're a trophy or just like.
But how about situations where some men will get married to someone that was like that? When she gets married to the man, she changes. Like it's almost like he's making her lose herself. Like he'll be like, "You're doing too much. Why are you dressing like this to go to work?"
Okay, so but you meant me like that.
So the men, no, but they do it. So they'll be like, so the men in the office looking at you, right? You don't know you're married woman now. They do it. I don't like the fact that you're showing skin. You know, and you wonder like you met me this way.
Did you sign a contract and said you
it really happens?
It happened.
What happens? Like you meet, like you say, you meet a woman like that. Like this is how she has always been, very fashion forward, everything. And as soon as you get married to her, they're like, you're not doing too much.
I think it's a possessive thing as well. It's a thing of like they don't want other people to like
exactly.
you.
They're not saying things like, they don't want other people to look at you.
Obsessive in a weird way. Do you understand? It's like, I don't want you to be human. I want you to just exist for me. You know, I don't want you to like have dreams and aspirations. Your life begins and ends with like waking up for me and being for me. Do you understand? It's like that's your whole life's ambition. So it's like it's messed up because you're a human being. You're not just here to fulfill someone's life ambition of like having a pretty wife. Do you understand? I'm a human being with like emotions and things that happen to me, and life happens to me, and all of that's gonna happen outside of this beauty standard you have set. So it's like, don't you want to experience that as
exactly? So as a content creator, what do you think you're doing individually to change those standards? Do you feel like you're enabling it or changing it or making it seem like, okay, it's okay to look this way, it's okay to look this way, it mustn't be like this? What do you think you're doing?
I think before I got to this point, I feel like I'm enabling people to show up and be themselves. But before I got here, I'm not gonna lie, like there were times that I knew that's what I always wanted to do, and I always knew that I never wanted to be someone that was always full beat and always looking like my life is perfect. Like I know I obviously, because of social media, it's like easy to create more perception for people because you're just posting what you want them to see. But at the same time, I never felt like I wanted my channel, even YouTube or anything, to feel out of touch. At the same time, I kind of felt like I was seeing a lot of out of touch content doing well, right, at the time. I feel like there's been a recent boom in like people wanting to just see more natural stuff. And go back to the whole Gen Z thing you were saying. But people just want to see more natural. People want to hear you talk. Before, people don't want to hear you talk on Instagram. Like, just post your aesthetic video of being abroad and call it a day. Do you understand? And it's actually crazy. I also felt like a little bit, I won't say imposter syndrome, but I just felt like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing to grow. I'm just like not doing all these aesthetic things that I need to do. And it's like,
that's the pressure as well. There's something about social media that makes you feel like you're not doing enough. That's why I don't blame some people that leave social media, just take a break, because it makes you feel like, okay, at my age, God, see my mates are doing this, people younger than me, they're doing this and all of that. I think it's easier said than done, but I think to an extent, if you know the kind of person you are, you know where you're coming from, you know what you have to offer, you know what your real life is. No, real life is different from social media. Like, I'm just showing you 5 seconds of whatever it is I'm showing. I'm just showing you 10 seconds.
Literally.
Like, it's not even that deep compared to what's happening to the rest.
Stories in my life that exist beyond content creation.
I feel like as long as you know what you're doing and you know what your real life really is all about, I don't think the pressure should get to you, because social media is just is what I want you to see. Is what.
Remember how many times, like for example, like I haven't got like super
great. Guys, we're filming outside, so
the view in the meantime. This is so ridiculous. I'm not gonna tell you what this is, guys. Sorry, but it's so pretty. Can you see the skyline view? Show you the back. It looks like Central Park. I want to review this area. But yeah, okay, back to the video. Did he take cocaine? It's giving. No, for real. Yeah, in terms of changing, I feel like I've gotten more comfortable with just not being the most perfectly done person, and I've just gotten, because that's me as well. Like I'm someone that believes in very casual elegance as style, right? People see me and think I'm looking rough, but to me, like that's my aesthetic.
Yeah,
like, that's an aesthetic, and that's something that I like.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm just putting effort because I just don't feel like oh, I don't want to put this effort, but at the same time. That's another thing with social media. It's like you don't know me that well. You don't know that I'm. This is my style, and this is what I actually buy into, right? Personally, I don't like someone having to like me or fall for me, or not just guys. I'm talking about friends. People wanting to talk to me just because I look a certain way, right? Because most times when you make it all about your appearance, it kind of almost has to begin and end with that. Like my cousin was telling me, like a lot of times when people get their bodies done, they forget that. Now people are actually going to sexualize them more, and you're going to get more attention, but it doesn't mean it's the right attention, and it doesn't mean that it's the person. It's not mean. It doesn't mean that the person is there for the right reasons, or all those people are there for the right reasons. It just means that they're all coming because there's something that they've seen that is attracting their eye. They just want to taste or something like that, which is crazy. Because why do men see? But why
do we still do that though? What? Like okay, going to, like you said, like when you're getting your body done and doing all of that, like. Since we know all of that, why does it still seem to be happening? Why do you think so?
I think, personally, I'm so pro plastic surgery.
Yeah.
Because I'm always pro, like, I don't believe in loving your body to the end, even when you don't like it. Like, I'm so sorry.
Of course.
There's things about you that you might want to change, but you might just not have the will to change. And do you know, there's something, we should stop demonizing people that don't have the will. Do you know what I mean? Like, why must I have the will to go to the gym every day for 7 days and prove to everyone that I can be determined? Like, I like eating spring rolls, and I wish there was a fast way out. No, but do you know what I mean? And I just feel like people shouldn't be demonized for that. Do you understand? And there's a whole industry of people feeding their families and their villages and their countries from plastic surgery. Like, what have I actually done to harm the world? Do you understand? And I just feel like it's a false perception thing, because people just want to draw the line somewhere, because people don't draw the line at people like believing so hard to all these extents of these aesthetics. Like people don't believe so hard, like they don't feel so strongly about women feeling the need to look great all the time, but they feel so strongly about surgery. But it's like, if you're the ones telling people that they should look so great all the time, not everybody's born that way. Do you understand? If everybody likes big bottoms, right, and it seems like I'm never going to be able to get a guy without a big bottom in this city, like imagine going to Miami and actually being an average person. Like the chances of you finding someone like so it's like, what do you do in that situation?
No, why I asked it because I'm like, okay, we're saying that when we do that, men tend to sexualize us and everything, but we still do that knowing that they're going to do it. So it's like, why? Like, what do you expect, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I feel like there should just be a middle ground. Like, as much as I'm pro plastic surgery, I don't ever believe in looking excessive. I always think like looking excessive is weird. Too much of everything is not good. And I feel like you can enhance yourself. I've seen people who look way better when they go lip fillers. I've seen people who look way better when they go chin fillers. But most times the people that even look way better are people that haven't overdone it. Do you understand? Because you don't want to change. Who is this bike guy? He's up there today. But I want to be on that bike though. That's what I want to be on right now.
Guilty standards, I don't know, again, I feel like we're both guilty, like the both parties, men and women, we're both guilty of it, because it's what we decide to accept, right? And that's why it's going that way. If we decide tomorrow now we're no longer doing all of this natural hair, this one, exactly, for some reason
the Gen Z guys are loving their Gen Z girls. Exactly. Even in Nigeria, with the way all of a sudden natural hair is something that is looked at nicely. You know, it's like you can call someone like beautiful, and this lady looks like gorgeous, and I love her hair. There's one thing for you to feel someone looks gorgeous, and for you to tell them, I love your natural hair. And it's happening now because people are seeing it more. It's just like, well, I'm going to strut it because I'm black, and you shouldn't expect me to always like have weaves, because like that's just I feel like beauty standards in Asia are like off the roof, like to the point where people, not even I feel like it's facts, people start getting surgery from like 16 years old.
Wow. the double lid thing.
Yeah, from double lid, rhinoplasty, jaw fillers.
Wow.
Yeah, from like 16 years old. And like, if you're actually, I was watching somebody's TikTok video saying like, if you're actually average in somewhere like Korea, oh my god, like the way it changes your life opportunities, the way it changes your access. It's not like Nigeria. I don't know how to explain it. You don't see many ugly people at the top. It's that much of a thing.
Yeah.
Do you understand that once someone is associated with success, they're associated with looking good. So obviously, when you don't have the success yet, nobody's going to want to give it to you because they just feel like no successful person should look. The lowest obesity rate in the world, and so many people commit suicide.
Wow, that's just a lot. Like, life shouldn't be that difficult. It really shouldn't be.
Like, I want to eat chocolate. Hell, what? I don't have diabetes yet. Or God forbid, I'll never have diabetes, right? Yeah. God forbid, I'll never have diabetes. But I'm saying like, okay, so what do you want me to do now? I'm not saying that I will eat chocolate every day of my life, but like, why should I be victimized when somebody created a nice thing for me to eat?
Exactly, like,
you know?
I might as well eat it.
Might as well eat it. Anyways, guys, that's it for our video.
If they have like other beauty standards we talk about, or how it's affecting us, as usual, talk about it in the comment section.
Below. Yeah, and we're very glad to answer and like talk to you guys. And I was trying to convince Ziggy to go on live, but she said no.
It's small now. That's step by step now. You have to clap first before you start dancing. I'm still clapping. Life is not like I'm giving people leg walk. Before I get there, let me clap
like
first.
I'm not even clapping yet and I'm giving leg walk.
Do you understand?
Anyways, guys, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Okay, bye.